Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Here I have this VTech's alphabet activity cube. I'm gonna review it for you right now. I've had this for quite some time. When I first bought this toy, it was $33.68 from Amazon. I believe it's showing about $44 right now on Amazon, so do shop around before you purchase it. This toy is suitable for kids aged 9 months to 36 months above. And it has 5 sides of fun activities. So there's one, and this is the second one, this is the third one, this is the fourth, and on top is the fifth one. Alright, let me quickly show you the different parts of this toy. At the top, there's a top panel for stacking blocks, which is this one. And then over here is some piano keys that lights up when you press it. The volume control is right over here. There's 2 settings. And this one is the power and mode selector. So in the middle is where it turns off. You turn to the left or right will turn it on. Here is where you have the handset, which I have over here. This is the block recognition area where you fit in the block, and it will say out loud the name of the block. This is the number or animal buttons where you press it. Moving to this side, we have the peg maze. This is what it's called, a peg maze, showing different shapes. On top over here is where you have some beads for them to play with. Here is some textures and pieces to explore, where you turn, where you try to move from left to right. There's some sliding and there's some turning wheel, and also a little mirror for them to look at themselves. Over here are some holes. This is where you normally keep the blocks. There are 13 blocks and it's double-sided. Here is a spot where you can actually stack the blocks on top of each other, like so, and you can also stack it on top like that. They come in different colors, and this is where you insert the block. On the block itself, besides the colors, there's also some shapes that they could play with or recognize. And looking at the bottom of this cube, this is where you would replace the batteries. You would need a screwdriver to open it up. Okay, now I will demonstrate how this toy works. This over here is the learning mode, and this is the play mode. Let's switch it to the learning mode first.
Come on everyone, explore 5 sides of fun. Let's go! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Explore and learn on every side.
Under the learning mode, you will hear a sing-along song, a phrase, and a sound effect.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue.
So by pressing it, it tells you the color of the buttons.
Circle,
And this time, if you press a second time, it mentions the shape.
heart, triangle, square, star.
Besides the name of the color and the shapes, it also plays sounds, phrases, and short tunes under the learning
Put the
mode.
letter block in the yellow rectangle.
If I press the buttons over here, it would say the number and also the animal name.
1. Hi, pig. 2. 3. Hello, monkey.
Now this handset is not very
Put a letter
good
block
in a
the
sense that
yellow
it doesn't really
rectangle.
fit in here or stay in there.
Bye-bye.
See, it pops out.
Press
So that's
3
the
to
only
talk to the monkey.
negative thing I have about this toy. Now when you pick up this handset, it will give you instructions on which button to press, so it's kind of like a game.
Press 9 to talk to the lion. Hi, lion.
And then when you put it back, it's supposed to hang up.
Bye-bye.
That button doesn't do anything.
Press 1 to talk to the pig.
I guess it's just a sensory thing where you press the buttons for clicking noises. When I put a letter block in the yellow section, it would say the name of the letter and then play some songs, sounds, or phrases, or even short tunes under both modes. Now I'm gonna put the block in the yellow rectangle section.
Great! You found G.
And if I turn it around,
T. You found T.
now I'm gonna stack some blocks on top, and it's supposed to play a sound.
Explore and learn on every side.
This is a song you would play when you stack blocks on top.
Yeah.
There's some sounds of encouragement to continue stacking blocks.
Yeah.
And there's some lights flashing over here as the music plays. For this part over here, it will play the same sounds on either mode, whether it's learning or play mode. So it doesn't really matter. The only difference is these keys, where it would read the name of the shapes or color, or it will play the sounds of the tune. Now I'm going to change it to the play mode.
Hey, time to play. Call your friends without delay. Build with ledger blocks all day.
So when I press here under the play mode, it plays the do, re, mi, fa, sol sound on these piano keys. When the melody is playing and you play the keys over here, it's gonna play the melody. It's basically jamming the melody as you're playing the keys, and it becomes like a pretend play as if you're playing the song. If I press the buttons over here, it's just gonna say the same thing, which is the number and the name of the animal.
Hi, pig. 2. Hello, cat.
So this pack maze over here, this is where you can drop blocks and it will fall right through. So I'm gonna demonstrate a few. Oops. Sometimes it gets jammed up, but that's not a really big problem. You just have to push it along. Again, briefly, I'm gonna mention this side. It's where you explore a lot of the different things. Here is a mirror to look at yourself. This is where you push the bird up and down. This is the one where you slide the flower left and right. This is sliding the window with a little bit of pressure and click. This is where you flip the butterfly's wing and you see letters and shapes and colors. This is where you put your finger over here or here to turn the wheel. This requires a little bit of effort from your child depending on how old they are. There's some different animals over here for them to look at. Otherwise, they could also turn it this way if they find difficulty turning it like that. There's also some textures over here for them to feel around. And this hole over here, I don't think it's gonna be a problem if, let's say, your baby tries to stuff their fingers through. My baby never really go for that, so that shouldn't be a worry. So over here, as you can see, there are some holes over here of different shapes, and there's a bigger one that looks like a mouth. And like I mentioned, this is where you would store the blocks normally. So they can just put on either hole and it will fall right in. Usually kids have fun just dropping things into the hole, so it's a great way to have fun. And because my phone doesn't really hold or sit in the handset resting area, I just keep my phone over there. Now, according to the manual, if let's say you forget to turn off the toy and it sits idle for 8 seconds, it will play a sound just to remind you that it's still on. And if it's still idle, it will just automatically go on sleep mode. Let's say the day after you press the button, you just turn back on. For a list of the melody, make sure to look at the manual that comes with the toy in the package. So we have 17 melodies. The names of the melodies are all here. And then there are 2 lyrics of 2 songs. And then of course it will show you different parts of the toy if you want to refer to it, where you can put the stickers, where you can replace the battery, and of course the different functions or features of this toy if let's say you forget. So be sure to keep the manual, that's what I normally do. I think this is a really good toy for a toddler. My daughter is 28 months old and she still has fun playing with this. I bought this for her when she was 18 months when I bought this for her. She used this to sort of prop herself up or lean against it. So if your child does that, be sure to put this in a corner like that so that your baby doesn't topple over, because this does not do well if the baby is leaning against it. It could actually topple over and they might hurt themselves. So just be warned not to let your child lean against this for too long. And then this also acts like a teething toy, and then the blocks was a great way for her to learn her alphabets, which I love. And now that she's 28 months old, she knows all of her letters and she can actually find the letters that she wants and put it in the yellow rectangle just to hear it say the letter, the name of the letter. So all in all, I think this is the best activity cube in the market right now. It's affordable. For what I purchased, $33.68. It's a really good deal, especially when my toddler can learn a lot of things from it, like shapes, colors, letters, numbers, names of animals. And then there's so many sensory touch activities on this one piece of toy. So I would recommend getting this toy if you want to have your kid kept busy for a long time, having fun and learning at the same time. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more of my other videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And with that, thank you and see you next time. Bye! What's that?